Welcome to Poison Pants Plays New York Times Crossword. This is for Tuesday, November 30th, 2021. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, and we start right in with a crosswordese clue. Exam for some college seniors. In the United States, you're going to take an exam if you're going to graduate school. It could be the MCAT if you're going to medical school, or the LSAT if you're going to law school, or I'm missing one. Oh, the GMAT if you're going to business school. There probably are lots more depending on what you're going into, but those are the three that show up in crossword puzzles, and it gives the constructor a way to be confusing and opaque in a kind of crosswordese way, but you got to get used to it because it's going to come into a lot of crossword puzzles. Okay, so moving right on with a question and one across. I'm going to toss in part of it, but not the rest. We'll get it from crosses. These are good ones to know too. LEDE and graph, and I want to say there's one more that's not coming to mind, are journalistic lingo for the lead, normally spelled L-E-A-D, and the paragraph, G-R-A-P-H, but they're spelled wrong, and as I understand it, it is spelled wrong in order that editors know that when you write the word lead, let's say in the margin, you're not asking for the word lead to be put into the text, but you are saying this needs a lead, or there's something about the lead that you need to know. So they have these misspelled versions of the word that are misspelled intentionally so as not to interfere with the use of the word itself. Not a very well explained thing, but a lead in journalism is the lead, and it's misspelled on purpose, and worth knowing because it comes up a lot. Good crossword letters. Okay, so at 20 across, we get to our first theme clue. Sign outside a Stratego tournament with a question mark. And these longs, these 14s, are probably all going to be question mark clues. Oh, it looks like 14, 14, 12, 12 in our themes. So some kind of joke on board games, presumably, but we'll just leave it for now since nothing's going to pop in. It's often best just to skip the theme clues until you have enough crosses to give you an idea of what the theme actually is. It can feel really frustrating mid-puzzle to be throwing in 3s and 4s and 5s because they are fairly obviously clued, but sometimes you just have to build the puzzle that way. The longs don't pop, the 6s and the 7s and the 8s that would save you time if you got them in quickly. They don't just come quickly and maybe aren't clued in the clearest way possible. We have another 48 across, a sign outside a taboo tournament, so clearly we're on our board game thing. So these longs are probably not going to fall until we get more crosses. So we'll stick with getting these 3s and 4s and 5s, and we'll get to the longs when we get to them. As an aside here, the Greek goddess of wisdom, Athena, comes up in a lot of puzzles. The letters are useful, so worth knowing that one and all the things about Athens. Athena, of course, being the namesake of Athens. That she's the goddess of wisdom, that she's the daughter of Zeus, that her symbol is an owl. All of those things are useful to keep in track in your mind about Athena. Just starting to get a handle on what Stratego might mean. Maybe capture the flag. It is a game of capturing flags. As I remember, you have different ranked pieces like corporals and captains and field marshals, and they have to capture the other team. It's a little like a more complicated version of chess, if I remember correctly. So since capture the flag, which is a children's game, works really well in there, I'm going to go ahead and throw that in, and all the crosses are falling pretty well. So I guess the sign outside the Stratego tournament is capture the flag. It's not really a question mark clue kind of answer. It seems a little too straightforward for that, but I guess it'll fit. So that gives us a 25 across, a Scrabble tournament sign, not for a spell. It's certainly a play on words, and spell has to do with Scrabble. It's a little bit of a muddle in the theme there, though. I'm not quite understanding why those would be signs and why they'd be outside the tournaments. But clearly we've got sort of plays on words, wordplay around the names of games. And here's Don't Say a Word outside a Taboo tournament. Taboo being a board game where you have to avoid saying certain words. And that seems to fit with the crosses that I'm getting down here in the South as well. So I guess we'll stick with that. Loose, and at least unless I'm missing something, not a very well thought out theme, but we'll take a look once we get to the end. Maybe suddenly the cleverness will become really obvious to me. All right, at 56 across, we've got Sign Outside a Dominoes tournament, and that's Connect the Dots, which once again, I don't see how it's funny. I don't see how it's clever or wordplay. It is what you do playing dominoes, and Connect the Dots is a different activity, I suppose, but the cleverness is escaping me. So let's keep moving. Okay, okra is a vegetable that's in at least 1 out of every 10 puzzles. It's just ridiculously common. And so keep that in your hopper for a regular word to come up. It's in gumbo. It's sticky. It's unusually shaped. It's shaped like fingers, and that sometimes comes up as the clue and is used in Southern cooking. It's fried. So it can get clued in various ways, but okra comes up all the time. All right, we'll very quickly clean up the West here with some standard 3s and 4s. And then the Northwest is looking, take a first bite of us, 4 down. Tastin'. Oh, this is sit for a spell. Okay, so we get tastes. We get a helpful cross there at 4 down, and then cleat, and now we can probably finish up here in the Southeast. Flabby male physique. Oh, DADBOD. Sorry, it's a little too close to home. Mafia VIPs is Dawns. These in Madrid is Estos or ESTAS. The estos, estas, and esos, esas clues, which refer to this and that in Spanish, are a little noxious because they can end in A or O. Esto is this in neutral or masculine. Esta is this in feminine, and so you have to know what you're referring to. I just leave that last vowel off of there, and I will figure it out with crosses. You have either an A or an O, but no way to know unless they give you the noun in the clue. 4 down, UTAHN is a fun clue because it's a weird word. It's got an HAN ending or an HN ending, and then OSHA finishes this up. So 453, not bad for a Tuesday, nothing special. Let's take a look at our grid and see what we notice. Anything fun here? Oh, I didn't notice aura. I must have gotten it from crosses. And tsunami is fun to see in there. Some unusual letter combinations. Nothing else really stands out except that theme. I really cannot buy that theme because those theme phrases, capture the flag, sit for a spell, don't say a word, and connect the dots, just don't seem to have anything to do with one another. Capture the flag is a different game, so is connect the dots a different game, but sit for a spell and don't say a word are things you would say to people to do. They're kind of odd imperatives that you might use with children, I suppose. So no, I'm not feeling that this theme really holds together. But apart from that, I am comfortable with this Tuesday as a totally middle of the road, reasonable Tuesday. Thanks for watching one more time, and I will see you tomorrow.